Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. Hey, listen. Shit, y'all know Miss T was going to come down here and say something. She's been working. She's been working, but she's been up in the cloud. Tony Montana. Hey, baby. Thank you. Naturally Butter. Thank you, Queen Diva, as always. My best friend. It's just so much going on, but you know how I do. I kind of stay in my lane, but I add my 2 cents. So this is what this is about. They flagged Pizzaro channel, terminated her page. I'm not gonna sit here and speculate. I watched the show last night. Hey, Sassy. I watched the show last night, and there's a lot of speculation. It's who did it. I think this person did it. Maybe this person, this person. Listen, you will really never know who did it. It does not take a flag team. So I heard some things that I'm just going to disagree with. I'm going to disagree that perhaps it was a flag team. It may not have been a flag team. It could have been very well one or two people, one or two people, or maybe just one. If you know how to write well and you capture the attention of people, they're going to respond. So someone who writes very well could have sent YouTube something and say, "Hey, listen, she's over there doing this, doing that," even though they did do the porn bomb. And whether you hide the video or not, the people are right there to capture it. You know, they video, they hit record right away. So they could have sent it up. But it don't necessarily have to be that. And I'll tell you why. Because prior to that, and I love me some Miss Pizzaro. Everybody know I'm all for Miss Pizzaro. So congratulations. You made history. You got 2,000 2,000 subscribers in what? Maybe an hour. That's history. Cool. Do your thing, boo. I really appreciate your entertainment sometimes. I know for me, when it gets to be too much, I just bow out. I'm not going to sit there in the chat, tell you I'm leaving. Sometimes I don't even drop down. But let me get back to what I was saying. Prior to that, you got to remember Miss P was really in a rage about that colorism statement. So she went on a whole rant, you know, and you could tell she was really upset. And it's a strong possibility that someone captured that video and sent it to Google the day before, and then they had started watching her. Even though the porn bomb went on and all that, they still could have sent them a letter. It doesn't take a lot. People, Google owns us. And when I say owns us, they own the channel holders. So all they need is one good letter that's strong, that captures their attention. And then they could come and look. They could have sent the Google moderator, who we may not see, and they could have snatched the page. Because whether you like someone or not, whether you spewing hatred, rhetoric, I'm going to say rhetoric, some of that stuff could be deemed as toxic, and it could also be deemed as hate speech. So when you get on a platform and you cuss and hoop and holler and you start talking about ethnic groups and colorism and all that, you don't know who's watching you. Perhaps it could have been someone who works for Google could have been watching and said, "Okay, enough of that shit. I'm going to send this letter over to Google." So they terminated her page because perhaps they saw what she was saying was offensive to them and it wasn't following the YouTube guidelines. Even though YouTube allowed you to come on here and cuss and act a total ass, still there's guidelines, and they say that they are getting harder and much firmer on snatching people pages for hate speech. And that colorism thing could fall into the category of hate speech, y'all. Whether you like it or not, it can fall into that category. And like I said, it was pretty strong. So it didn't have to be a flag team. It could have been one good letter that captured Google's attention. And they said, "We gonna shut this shit down." I'm not going to speculate and say Kimmy did it, ZX did it, the black sector did it, the beef sector did it. It was a boy who helped the girl. We don't know. I'm not going to say Dory did it. I'm not going to say any of those people did, because you don't know. We all just speculating to who could have done that shit. Anybody could have done it. Everybody, even though Pizzaro is a likable person and you could see she get much love over here, and it comes from everyone, because not only was, you know, this side of the camp or their camps or this side But the ops also shout out. But let me tell you about smooth criminals, because that's where I want to take this at. See, when you have people who are professional criminals and they commit certain crimes and acts, you'll never know that they did it, because they not gonna come down here and say, hey, I did it, I want credit for that. So it could have been anybody. So I'm not going to speculate and say Kimmy did it, because Kimmy wasn't, she took all her videos down. Perhaps she got wind of it that some shit was going down and she knew to take her videos down, because you could flag for a lot of shit that's being done here, but people just don't do it because it's entertainment. That's what they do over here. If you play the game, it's a game. You know that these people will cuss you the F out today and promote you tomorrow. That's the YouTube game in the beef sector that I have observed. Now, I don't have to be right, but I think I am. I don't think it's who people thought, or I don't think it's who people think it is. I think it's just somebody who know how to do that shit, sent a letter up, and that's what happened. Or it could have been a flag team, but nobody who knows who commits crime is going to tell you they committed the crime. So I'm not sure what they're looking at. Maybe this just entertainment, a form of trying to guess who did it. Taking down the spacious seems like something one would want to brag about in this arena. I find it strange that hasn't happened yet. Because you know why? If it's not our ordinary person, Tony Montana, people who we know grimy and do shit like that, they not gonna come down here and they take credit for. What they doing is sitting back watching people speculate. It's not the average person probably who took that page down. Trust and believe. It's not who people probably think. And it could be, because a lot of people went missing, but also the spaceship has a place for everyone, but everyone you can't trust. I don't give a damn if they do sit on your platform and skin and grin. I don't care if they did shout you out. I don't care if they shared your page. Snakes move like that. Smooth criminals move like that. They will sit there, and snakes will sit in your face, and make good with you and spit venom in the back, behind your back. So this was some shit that don't nobody really know who did, but they did it. She got her channel back, and I think she's going to move on. But my advice to Pizzaro, much as I love her, when it comes to some shit, tone it down. Because now I would believe that YouTube is going to watch her, whomever did the flagging, they gonna do it again. And why would you keep doing that? Because you costing her some money, really. Even if she not monetized, people cash app her. So that's like a little job for her, So while they round saying that, oh, it ain't nothing but to create another page, shit, that's hard work, you guys. It's a good thing that Pizzaro is loved. That would be difficult for me and some other content creators to just get up and they snatch our page and we get 1,000 subscribers right away. That's not going to happen for us. But because of the amount of love they have for Pizzaro, it was easily done. But again, I wouldn't point fingers because you don't know exactly who did it. Like I said, it's the least person you suspect. It could be the very person that sits up on your panel and skin and grin with you, because we got some strange characters moving over here. But the beef sector was also warned about other people kind of infiltrating the beef sector, coming over and making good, because this is what they do. So they get you comfortable and then they do what they have to do. That's what I believe. That's just my belief on it. Tony, think once it came back that quick, they knew at that moment they effed up, in my Morgan Freeman voice. Yeah, because they should have known that Pizzaro was going to come right back. But see, they didn't care about that. They probably at the time was just trying to check oil and see how fast they could snatch people's shit, because they say it's happening on IG as well. And then Diva told me today somebody did that shit over in TikTok. So who knows who did it? Like I said, When we are talking about people that other people really like, and you feel then people start feeling like that person is a victim, they tend to lend their help any way they can. And that's just what I believe. I believe when a lot of that colorism shit was going on and everybody was adding their 2 cents and people became victims, then it prompted other people to say, oh no, I'm gonna help this joker out, or I'm gonna do this and that. So I do believe that it's probably somebody who we don't think. And I could be wrong, but it's always like that. It's always the what they call it, the unusual suspect, right? It's the people who you not naming, and they sitting back laughing because everybody is trying to guess who did it, and they know they did it with a stroke of a pen. I mean, words are powerful. And no matter how big Google is about money. And when you start messing with their money, then they have to do something about it. And they have YouTube guidelines. Now, Miss Pizzaro's going to be Miss Pizzaro regardless. We love her for who she is. Like I said, if you don't like her content, don't go over there. When it gets too much for me, I bow out. But I'm in the bushes a lot of times watching her, because I like her shit show sometimes. But everybody don't like you. And it is some people that's out to get you. And just because people play old videos of someone saying that they know somebody who's going to do it, they got all this tea, they know who could have did it. No, you don't know shit. You guessing like everybody else. If you didn't do it, you don't know who did it. If they didn't tell you they was going to do it, you don't know who did it. We all just guessing. Well, it could have been that person. It could have been that person. It could have been this person, that person. That's why I'm not saying anyone who did it, because I don't know. All I know is Mz.Teavalocity didn't do it. And that's good enough for me. That's what makes me feel like it's either someone not from this area, right? Or the colorism thing. One person who highly offended because anybody else would know she get the subs to go live in 24 hours. Okay, you're right. See, that's why I'm thinking, Tony, that is not who everyone think it is. I think the colorism shit, that when Pizzaro really got upset, I believe someone else may have gotten offended and said, listen, I'm writing Google a letter. I don't believe it was a flag team, and it could have been. I don't know much about that. I do know when a flag team, I do know this, that you have to be ready and you have to make sure that everybody is on board. When I drop this porn, everybody snatch the video and send it to YouTube. That's a good way to do it. And that's how other people said they have gotten hit. But in reality, I don't believe that's how it happened, you guys. I just really don't believe it. And now people are alerting Google by some of the shit that they doing. They are alerting Google to now monitor her page. They don't have to show us that they monitoring the page. They just could be up in the clouds like us monitoring the page. And I just truly believe if Miss Pizzaro should just kind of, she gonna be Pizzaro. She gonna be Pizzaro. So I'm not telling her not to be herself. I'm just saying when you discuss some topics, walk kind of easy. Just walk a little easy because everybody don't agree with you. But the whole tagging Google on the community wall thing is suspect as hell. I think so too. And I want to say something about that as well. People will get attention when they are attention seekers. They'll get it any way they can. Good, bad, or indifferent. Attention is attention to people whom seek attention like that. So if you have a real attention seeker and you getting all, just think about us having 10 people on the platform and everybody is getting the attention, or everybody making a big deal about Mz.Teavalocity, and you got this jealous, envious person really sitting on the sideline, but they in it, but they really not in it. They are sitting there thinking of ways that they can destroy you. Snakes always sit back and study their prey. They just don't jump on their prey. They sit back, they hiss a little bit, they look at that prey, they study that prey until they see the perfect moment to snatch their ass up. And that's just like on YouTube, you guys. I mean, it's all a game. It's a game. Even though she's not monetized, she's well liked over here, and she's somewhat what you would call a little celebrity YouTuber over in this sector. And everybody don't like that. That's just a fact. Let me put on my glasses and read these comments before I get behind. I missed it. I fell asleep and woke up 5 hours late. Channel down. I was right there when it happened, baby. I was right there. The first video, when she got porn bombed, she took down. The second video, it was people on the platform, and boom, the channel just got terminated. Now, is it a possibility, like I said, that they sent all them, videos up there showing porno, and of course they terminate your channel like they did Mr. Wilson's because he had that porn? Whether you put it on private or not, someone already got that damn video. They already have it. Their hands were on the trigger, waiting to submit it. So it could have happened like that. I don't know. But she will always come back strong because she has a variety show over there. She invites everyone in. She views it as networking. She shouts everyone out. If you're a part of the beef sector, I don't care if Miss Pizzaro don't care for you. She will shout you out if you're in the drama. You know what I mean. If you're in the drama, she's going to shout you out because that's what she do. My thoughts have changed over the last days because yesterday I thought it was Kimmy. I really can't say it was Kimmy. Now, I don't watch Kimmy, but I really can't say that it's Kimmy. But again, you'll never know who did it unless they come and say I did it. And then a lot of times people say, yeah, I did something. They just want that name. They just want, nah, I don't believe that shit either. Yeah, Dory thought she was going to grab views. It could be Dory. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have anything against Dory, but I am over Dory-tized. It's just too much of Dory for me. It's too much attention. It's too much interruption. And so when I go over to Pizzaro's or other people's platform, and I'm very honest about what I say, and I see Dory there, I just leave because it's just too much. It's always making, I don't give a damn if y'all talking about milk has skyrocketed to $10 a gallon. You're going to turn it back to her. That's a person who really, really likes attention. So maybe it was Dory. I don't know. Really can't say who did it. Yeah, I really can't say who did it. But I do know that sometimes, you guys, people will set other people up to make it look like they did it. Professional criminals are good at what they do. And all this is somewhat like a crime. And that's why I'm making an analogy with. So they'll make it look like it's Kimmy or Dory or somebody else, while all of the time it's them. And they send back laughing that they have set someone else up. So it could be Kimmy. I don't know. I can't say who it is. Let's see. I'm with you, Tony. I honestly don't think of her first. Then I thought about her, but she probably would have relished in it at the beginning. I don't know because, listen, the reason why I say a person may not come out and say it, let me tell you, some people they have hidden their channels for whatever reason. I am about to take my channels down and private them because I'm trying to go in a new direction. Of course, I'm always going to be the beef sector. I'm in the beef sector, but I'm not of the beef sector. And when I say that, you guys, please don't take it in no other way other than I'm here. I'm for the shits. I just don't promote the shit. I don't do the shit. I'm not going to create a bunch of mess. I don't get into the doxing. See, so now V. Lenora is doxed, and I'm going to switch to association bring on simulations. That's not always true. However, in this particular arena we in, it's who you associate with. That's just the bottom line. You could be grand, you could be good, you could be trying to take your channel in a different direction. If you side with one camp, and they call them camp, hey, Miss Intel, baby, if you side with one camp, you part of that camp. They gonna come for your ass. Whether you create a channel of peace and, what I say, peace or whatever, whatever channel, cooking, exercise, whatever you want to create, crime, I do crime. I'm still part of a certain camp to them because I don't go over to their side and really, patronize them. I stay over on this side. They're going to think that I'm part of this camp. So no matter what I do, they either not going to support me or if I talk too much shit, they gonna come down, try to destroy me. That's just the game here, y'all. Don't act like we don't know that's part of the game here. Hey, Pizzaro, what's going on? So it doesn't matter. Association can bring on simulation when it comes to this, but it's not all true. I told y'all, I think before, that I had a crackhead friend. I see her. I told you I had a crackhead friend. Didn't know she was smoking crack. Knew we would drink together and play cards together and smoke a little weed. And all of a sudden, she started moving kind of different than me. And I was like, well, what the hell is going on with her? She's staying out all night. She hanging around with these people. They know she smoked crack. And then in their mind, she smoked crack too, Miss T, so you must smoke crack. And it wasn't even about that. Never fucked with crack, period. Only smoked weed years ago. But because I was her friend and that was my road dog, they thought I smoked crack too, and they invited me into that shit. And I said, no, you got me really fucked up. They said, well, I thought you hung with Callan, so I thought you smoked. No, baby, I don't smoke. So association, people believe, brings on simulation. So whether that lady is over there doing interviews, doing her thing, she got it going on, they still associate her with the girl in Chicago. So they still go come for her. It wasn't even about a color thing. And that's what V. Lenore, I don't think she comes over here. But if you are, baby, it was never about a colored thing. Unfortunately, it's who you associate yourself with. They hate that person just that much. They're going to come for you, especially if you in people's chat talking shit. You're not exempt. Like I'm not exempt, and Tony not exempt, and other people not exempt. You are down here. You are talking shit in other people's chat, and people see that, and so they coming for you. So I don't care about how positive your channel is. Just like Mz.Teavalocity, I call myself being a positive content creator, doing my own thing. But if I jump on Pizzaro's panel every night, I jump on Bree's channel, jump on Lady Nika's, jump on Jen. Those are just some of the people that I know over on this side. That's big YouTube. If I jump on their channel every night, or I'm in their chat every night talking shit about somebody else, eventually they gonna come for me. It is what it is. I don't care how positive we say we are. We are in this sector, unfortunately. And once you allow people to jump on your platform, because you do have control of your platform, sis. Once you allow someone to jump on your platform and talk shit about other content creators or someone else, you are opening up a can of worms. That shouldn't have never, for me, this is what I believe. That shit shouldn't have never took place on your platform, because you should have known by being a channel holder, they was going to come for you. Now they talking about you got all kind of, I guess, criminal records out there. I really don't give a shit. I really don't care. But it'll be fodder for some, and it'll be entertainment for some, So that's what that shit is about. It ain't about the colorism thing. It ain't about you doing your thing. It's about who you associate yourself with. That's just the truth. Let me read what Tony said, because everybody's saying Tony right. That's her opinion, Tony. I need her to show a receipt. It's funky. It's funny Kay think Dory in her state of mind to mastermind a flag team. You know what? It's not easy. It's not hard, you guys, to mastermind a flag team. Again, I can say to you all, hey, let's go in this private chat. Hey, Dovey, good morning, baby. Let's go in this private chat, and this is what we gonna do. Now, y'all, I want everybody to get an application that you could download videos, and download the video, started the recording. I'm gonna send in the palm borners, or who, what is it? The palm bombers, the palm bombers. Everybody catch and capture that piece and send it to YouTube, and they go terminate their page. That's not hard to get 5 people who really like you, that really hates her or dislike her. I don't like to use the word hate, but who dislike so and so to do, y'all. It's not hard to do. But again, in my belief, I don't trust a lot of those people Miss P have on her platform. I really don't. I don't know where these people are coming from, making themselves so comfortable. And because she is a somewhat neutral platform that everybody could come play, everybody will come and play. But while they playing, they also studying you to destroy you. That's just the fact of the matter, you guys. I'm just telling you like I see it. That's the fact of the matter. Everybody sit up on that goddamn platform is not your friend, and they not for you. That's the bottom line, Miss P. You do your thing. We enjoy your content, but tone it down some when you start talking about uh people, certain people, because everybody is not going to take it lightly, and they will report it to Google, and Google again probably will snatch your page. That's just me. Okay? I tell you one thing, I've never trusted SOS. Who is SOS? Naturally, who's SOS? I just think if she did, somebody have receipts on her because she talked too much. Yeah, and if you sit back and watch people, you just let them tell on themselves. I heard so many inconsistencies last night on Pizzaro by certain people. I was like, damn, did you do it or didn't you do it? Did you alert somebody to do it? Do you have a team or you don't have a team? It was very confusing at one point, you know? I don't know. Okay, so somebody said Dory could have sowed the seed behind the scenes, but got left out to become the scapegoat. Yes, that makes a lot of sense, MJ. That's what I'm saying. Perhaps behind the scene, people could have been talking, but someone followed through and could have left someone out who was a part of it. And so now they know she will be the scapegoat because she's on that platform all the time. She's always answering questions. Sometimes it's better if you just shut the hell up and don't say nothing. Just enjoy the show. You don't have to insert yourself in everything because then you start making yourself look like a suspect. And that's what I think happened to Dory last night. She looked very suspect to me, you know? And was she angry at Pizzaro at the time? I believe somehow she did get angry at Pizzaro. I don't know. I've been working, but I've been in them damn bushes. But sometimes I gotta, hurry up and cut that phone off and pay attention to what I'm doing. I got people's lives in my hand. I can't be playing in them damn bushes all the time. And if that happened, there will be receipts eventually. Eventually, someone would tell. But you know what? I don't believe that the person or the people who did it will ever say they did it, and we will never know because I think they will continue to do it. That's why people have wisened up. I want y'all to just peep this shit out. Some people have really wisened up and stopped doing all that rhetoric on their platforms, to stop doing all that drama on their platform. They already know what to give. People was warned that other people are coming into play and they don't play the same games we do. Now, the beef sector is tough, but you got mofos out there do this shit for a living who getting paid to do this. So they tougher than the beef sector because we're not on our guard that they gonna do it. And they already sitting back plotting who channel they gonna snatch next. It's just a fact. That's what they do. They said they get paid to do shit like that. I don't know what sector it came from. I don't. And if that happens, there will be receipts eventually. Well, like I said, Pizzaro's back up running. She's strong. She had what, 1,000 in her chat. I fell asleep, to be honest with you, because I really, really can't take Dory. And I'm just being honest. And she takes over the show, and you can't hear everybody. So I just have to leave sometime. I love some of the other stuff, but I think I'm just over that storyline or that person. So I left. When she starts to talking over people and putting that lawyer spiel and speech out there and that attorney appeal, I just leave. I'm not for all the bullshit, So I don't. Okay, so I'll tell you what. I feel like somebody was warned. Lots of videos have been removed. Right. People hid their videos and they removed their videos. And that could be a good indication that they were warned what was going to happen. That could be true, Tony Montana. They were warned, so they hid their videos. But then again, perhaps they hit their videos because they want to do something different and they don't want that type of video. They don't want those videos on their channel if they trying to turn around. But it's very hard to turn around in this sector. You know, I spoke to someone behind the scenes the other day, and they was walking me through how to do my crime somewhere else. Is just not going to work over here because of the algorithm. And I have some brief. I have made them even briefer. You know, I made the videos shorter so people could go look at them and I get more views, but that's not going to work because my algorithm is all lumped into over here. So they're not going to recommend those out in the crime scene. So they walked me through a lot of stuff, gave me a lot of pointers. Shout out to you. You know who you are. Much love to you. I greatly appreciate that you take the time to help me out. You know, I really appreciate that. But they told me how I have to move. So if you're trying to do something different, you guys, you got to really shut your damn page down and start a new page. And like I said, everybody is not a Pizzaro over here, or Brianna, or Lady Nika, or James, you know, or those people who are most popular in this area. So they can't just get 1,000 or more views like that. But then again, that could be a good thing because it's an organic growth. It'll be an organic growth. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. But Miss Pizzaro made it look easy as hell, but everybody is not a Pizzaro. Everyone is not a Pizzaro, and they won't be able to just get 1,000 views right away. Let me read what Tony said. Have you considered doing videos on TikTok? Easier to edit, and then you could just upload them to YouTube. You can do up to 10 minutes. Yep, I considered that because I saw a lady who's doing the same thing I'm doing, Tony, and she's over on TikTok, and she's getting a lot of views over there. And I do believe once you get a certain amount of watch hours over there and video and views, you can get monetized. Can you get monetized over there? Y'all know it can't be for the money right now for me because I ain't monetized. You can do all sorts of editing, green screen video clips. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. You know, and thank you for your support, baby, because you've been here for a while. And I know you rock with me and we rock in another area as well. But so that's that. I want to move on to that. But I also, okay, thank you. I also want to say this too. I don't care what you guys say. You just have to watch people. I'm just going to say it like that. You have to, when people disappear and people back off of you, they doing it for a reason. They are doing it for a reason because they already know what's coming down the pike. And we need to pay attention to that. When people back off of you, you know, and they not rocking with you too much, even over here, then just watch out. You just have to be kind of, you have to have your eye open. You really do, because everybody don't like your success, you know, and it's good as long as I'm under 1,000 subscribers or I'm under a certain amount of views. But once I start rising, everybody don't like that. They just don't like it, right? They don't like it. So, you know, I don't stay on very long. I'm going to drop this link. Pizzaro is driving, but Pizzaro did see the video, and I'm sure she listening. I know they said is other, you know, YouTubers on. So, but let me tell you, when I come on here, let me tell y'all something too. I do my thing. So it doesn't matter what other people do. I'm not interested in where they work at, how much money they make, how many views they have, what type of clothes they have. I watch Styles by Tisa, right? Styles by Tisa, because I like the way she dressed and I like her little channel for clothing. But I don't care about all that other stuff. I don't give a shit when you dock somebody about watching it because I don't care about them like that. You know, let me tell y'all something too. Don't sleep on it because I heard somebody say that V. Lenore, I think that's it. V. Lenore was going to be an attorney, or I think she was going to practice law, but she had a record or a felony. I don't know. I don't even care about that shit. But what I can say is it doesn't matter whether you have a record. You can practice law. You could become a lawyer. You could become a judge, especially if shit is like 20 years old. You know, they're not looking at that. Look at Judge Mathis, a perfect example. Judge Mathis, he had a little criminal record behind him. He's a big time judge. So just because that lady has a record doesn't make her a bad person, or doesn't say that she can't, complete her law school or whatever. I don't believe that. Like I said, I don't care. I think I watched V. Lenore. I don't have anything against her, but I watched her maybe twice and I enjoyed her content. She was interviewing someone, you know. But other than that, I can't say anything bad about V. Lenore. I really can't. Like I said, I think that colorism shit got out of hand and people was offended and their emotions came into play and it spewed over to somewhat sounding like hate speech. Oh, and she's the bomb. Oh, that has done a TED talk. I don't know what that means. They doxed her and she's the bomb. Oh, that lady. Okay. Oh, they did dox her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody doxed her. I don't know. I wasn't there for the dox, and I didn't even care about the doxer. I just know people are really gonna go hard after her because she caused quite a uproar over here in the beef sector. She really did, and so now people think that she's playing victim and that she's playing on people's mentality and playing in their face. She's saying she's one thing. They said that about me, and she's doing another. you know that's where that association brings on simulations, which is not always true, but in most cases I guess it could be true. I don't know. She already came out and sprayed her own tea on the TED Talk, so it was pointless. Oh, okay, Tony, got you, baby. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Yeah, you could just tell people. When we younger, we do shit that we regret when we get older, right? Like I done some dumb shit when I was a young girl, but I would never do it now. And then I look at it as how stupid were you to even do that? Like people talk about one night stands and experimenting with drugs and experiment with a lot of people do that shit when they young. They try to fit in. They want to see what it's about. So they do certain things to try to fit in or see what it's about. That's just what we do as humans. And some people have never experienced, drugs or one night stands. I just use those two. But in most cases, a lot of people have done that shit. But are they embarrassed to say it now? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, how stupid. I didn't even know him. Why the fuck would I go home with him? Oh, I had too many drinks or I puffed too much. That's just what it is. But you could tell your own story. You don't need nobody, like they said, to spill your tea. Spill your own. Now for me, I'm boring. I'm corny. I've been boring and corny. Diva would tell you, I don't do shit. I've never broken the law. They could look up whatever they want to look up. I don't ever remember breaking the law. I might have got 2 tickets, 2 damn tickets, and that's all I can remember. Because I just don't get into shit. I've never liked getting into trouble. I've always been what they call corny because I don't follow people. I just do my own thing. I don't keep up with the Joneses. I don't follow people. I do my own thing. Everybody could be walking right and I'll go left because I just don't follow shit. I'm just me. But anywho, that's enough about that. Now, I'm going to talk about this story, so it's not messy, y'all, but it's some serious shit. It's part of my crime. Now, I don't know if y'all know who Judith Nakinto is. You may not know Judith Nakinto, but Judith Nakinto lived in Uganda and she has 5 children. And a lot of foreigners get visas, work visas to come over and work in the United States or go to other countries. I'm shifting gears now. I'm shifting gears now. And then too, if people dox you, let me go there right quick. If people dox you and your shit together, I mean, what the fuck is like, oh, damn, I ain't really got shit to say about her. She got a nice house. She drive a nice car. She got a good job. You know, she good, got good credit. She this and that. So, or he or she, I'm just saying in general. So they ain't gonna bother you. But anyway, so I want to talk about Judith Nakinto because, you know, I told you I'm going into the crime scene. And so Judith Nakinto, she went to work in Saudi Arabia. And when she went to Saudi Arabia, she left in December 2019. She had been in constant contact with her family, but then all of a sudden, her contact with her family stopped. So they hadn't been able to talk to her within a year, a whole year. So within that time, supposedly she got in an accident with her boss. Okay, the company that brought her over from Uganda to work in Saudi Arabia, the boss she was working for as a housemaid, because they brought a bunch of women over and men to be housemaids. And you know, that seems less to some people, but for them to make money, be contracted to have a long period of work and make money and send it back to their families, that's a big deal. So a group of them went over to Saudi Arabia, and Judith happened to be one of them, one of the ladies that went on a work visa over to Saudi Arabia as well. They told her family she had an accident. She was in an accident 2 weeks after being there, or maybe 2 months after being there, right? So she didn't have any contact with her family. The Saudi Arabia government said that she was laid up, incapacitated. Judith Nakinto, MJ. So they told her that she was incapacitated, so she didn't have no contact with her family. Now they say she was in an accident. She said the last thing she remember that her boss told her, yeah, Judith, Judith. Her boss told her that they were going to take a COVID test, right? That's the last thing she remember. So she got into this accident. That's what they say. Saudi Arabia government say she got into the accident in the company she worked for, and that she was incapacitated. Well, after a year, finally she get to go home, but not going straight to her family. They took her to a medical center in Uganda. Well, upon her arrival in the medical center, her family still wasn't able to see her. But when they did see her, this is the crazy part, you guys. They noticed that she had a scar. She was somewhat incapacitated, crippled. So they didn't know what was wrong with her. Her mother noticed she had a scar. And so when her mother noticed that, that led her family to get further studies of what was going on to see what had happened. They realized that her right kidney was missing. They had put that woman under sedation and took her right kidney. So they just awarded her 760,000. I don't even know what they call this money. I just know it was $115,884 US dollars. That's all I know. It was called, I don't know, USH 270 million, about TSH 165 million, but technically for us it was $154,884. But they took that woman's kidney without her knowledge. And she said she's mentally well aware that somebody had taken her kidney without her consent. So after the Uganda law was fighting with the Saudi Arabia law, the Saudi Arabia, they said they still don't know anything about anyone taking her kidney, but she did win a judgment against them. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because that recently happened. She was just awarded that money in February 2022. Because this is where I'm going with this, you guys. Human trafficking. Now, those people are purposely brought over to the United States and other countries to work. But in the process, what is really happening to them when they go to return home and some people don't return? What's happening to all these missing women of color? These murdered women of color? What's really happening? So we got to look at it. Organs organ selling is on the rise. That's not what I meant to say. But our organs are being sold, point blank, period. It is on the rise. Human trafficking is on the rise, especially with women of color and women and men coming from foreign countries. They are taking our organs, selling them to the highest bidder. So they don't know whether Judith was ever really in an automobile accident. There's no verification yet produced about that, but they do know her kidney was missing. They do know that. So when he told them, this person she worked for told them that they were going to perhaps get a C19 test, was they actually taking her there to put her under sedation to snatch her kidney. And it didn't only happen to her. I read several stories where it has happened to many people. Is on the rise. Organ selling is on the rise, you guys. And they're snatching our little girls and boys and selling our organs. So I was doing research on that. And like I said, they have a lot of cases now of people with their organs missing. Remember that little boy, Kendrick somebody? Who was it, y'all? Kendrick somebody, who they found rolled up in the mattress. Come to find out, he didn't have his organs in his body. So do you know, it's easy when you tell your family members, and I often wonder about this Ariana Taylor. Remember I brought you the Ariana Taylor case, and I said I wished her mother would have had money, or her mother would have pursued a private investigation along with a second autopsy, because it was something fishy to that. And Johnson, thank you, Tony, my girl Tony. It was something really strange about that, because from what I hear, allegedly, it was law enforcement involved in that missing murder case as well, because it ended up being a murder case as well. So did they take that young girl's organs too? See, because this shit don't come from regular people like you and I. This stuff come from some high-powered people. That's who doing some of this stuff, allegedly. Hey, Donna, what's going on, baby? Allegedly. That don't come from like people like you and I. It comes from people higher up who has money, who has power. And once they sedate you, remember this too. You know how they ask you on your driver's license, I'm going to hip you to something too that somebody hit me to. You know how they ask you on your driver's license if you want to be an organ donor? I know some of y'all see that. And you put yes. I want to say this politically correct, but there's no way that I could sugarcoat this shit. Be very careful, because sometimes they make sure you don't survive when you are a particular age, because they want your organs, because you said you was a donor. So if I let you go, perhaps I can sell that organ or help another person survive. And they look at your viability as an age when you get a certain age. And Diva, Diva's my best friend, so I always really use Diva, because I really talk to her about a lot of this stuff, but I also talk to my colleagues about this stuff. A lot of times when you're at a certain age, they deem you not viable, so they don't do all they can do. And sometimes they know they can predict, certain things, but sometimes they'll just let you go and use the organs. So I decided that I was going to take organ donor off of my license, even though when I'm dead and gone, they probably donate my organs to someone else, but they will let you go bye-bye so they could take your organs and keep someone else alive. That's a fact. That's why human trafficking is on the increase too, because that's one of the things that they do when we don't find missing people. We don't find a lot of these missing people is because this is just my belief. Remember, everything is my view, my opinion, and my perspective and my perception of things. I think is on the rise because we have a lot of people, and not only in the black race, but I know as far as the African American race, we have a lot of people with kidney failures and things like that, and hypertension, diabetes that runs high in the black community, right? But when someone young dies and they have vital organs, then perhaps they snatch those things. So I think I'm going to take that donor shit off of my driver's license. Someone told me, hey, take that off immediately. And I was like, what? Take it off? Tony, you talking about the case of Judith Nakintu? That was very strange. But she's not the only one because I had just read when I was studying about Judith Nakintu, I always bring up statistical data to try to help me understand, well, how much of this is going on, what's really going on. But we always know that you could manipulate statistics too. Don't be fooled. People can manipulate numbers and stuff, but it is on the rise. And in other countries, other than Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia is big for it, is being known for bringing people over to work in their country, allegedly, and things like this is happening, Yep, things like that is happening more and more, you guys. They bringing these people over to different countries, and they getting in this mysterious accident, or something happened to them mysteriously. Their family have no contact with them, and then if they ever able to see their family member again, like Judith Nakintu, their organs are missing. Something is wrong. They said she was healthy, she was good to go, but just 2 months after being there, just all of a sudden, they didn't have any more communication with her. And the family was very concerned and worried about her. And then a year later, in October, they just got a call saying that they was returning her back to Uganda, but they was returning her to a medical facility. She didn't go over there like that. And had her mom and them not questioned, and the Ugandan government pressed the issue, she would have just been someone with a missing kidney. Sometimes ignorance could hinder us from doing the right thing too. Had they not pursued it, I think her brother was really on top of it. Miss Nakintu's brother alerted the family that they probably should pursue legal ramifications for what had happened to her. But they still trying to say that she was in an accident. And because of the way she looked, you would assume, well, maybe she was in a motor vehicle accident. But what does that have to do with her kidneys, them taking her kidney? Oh, okay, Tony, I got you. You would say Ariana Taylor case is strange, very strange. That's a very strange case. And you can dig, but you have to be very careful, because when you have powerful people controlling things, they will do certain things to you. Even though I consider myself a little channel holder, you never know who's watching me, And so I have to be very careful of what I say. And I always have to try to be politically correct and state that these are not facts. Other than this Judith Nakintu, that's a fact. That happened February 22nd. They just awarded her $115,000, but there is no amount of money that can ever repay you or family when something like this happens. Right? I don't think there is ever an amount when they say, oh, well, they was awarded so many millions of dollars. That's not going to replace my loved one. That's not going to replace my kidney, my heart, different things. That's not going to replace that. That's just money that probably will satisfy me for a minute, especially when you're poor. And we know that Judith Nakintu had 5 children, and she was considered poverty level. So she thought that she would go and make money to help her family. And she ended up being in this predicament. And she's still kind of young. I think she's still kind of young, you guys. Well, I'm almost at my hours mark. I did want to get this story in. Like I said, I think I am going to come back live next week because I promised that I would come once a week to try to get me back into the algorithm, because I don't think my notifications are going out either. So make sure that you hit the notification for all notification. I am working on my editing. It's good to see you, Donna Hughes. I'm going to drop the link. I don't think anyone will come up. But let me tell you something. I'm just a little fish in a big pond. I'm just doing my own thing. Nothing stops me from doing me. Sometimes you come down here and you think as a little YouTuber, and I want to be honest with you, and again, I'm going to throw her under the bus because that's what I do, but she knows it's all in love. Queen Diva would say to me, oh, Miss T, so and so on, so and so on, so and so on. I said, it doesn't matter, Queen. I'm still going to go on and do my show. Because who's here for me is here for me. If they support me, they support me. And just like they may miss me live now, is a thing called replay. I'm not going to get discouraged because a bigger YouTube is shouted out or a bigger YouTuber is on the same time I'm on. I have confidence in myself that I am who I am, and what I deliver is what I deliver, and I'm going to be okay. That's not going to make me stop coming on because someone else bigger is on. That's probably her texting me, you throwing me under the bus, Tiva. You throwing me under the bus. But bigger YouTubers are, and they do support each other. And if you're not in this mess, and you're not helping create the beef sector go, to continue, and you're not doing all the drama, then you're not going to be recognized by some of these bigger YouTubers. But that's okay, because I'm still going to support the ones that I like, and whoever support me, they have the liberty to support me, whether I'm big or not. I'm Mz.Teavalocity, and I ain't going to change. Catch that. Miss T, did you see that video of the little boy beating his neighbor's door? That was some fucked up stuff. But you know what, Tony? That was taught to him. That was taught to him. He knew what that whip meant. His father probably told him, go beat on that door with that whip. They know what that whip means. Hey, Cloud baby. They know what that whip meant. That was disgusting. But that kid was taught that kids have to teach to hate you because of your color, the color of your skin. That's not a norm. We're not born to hate. That shit is taught to that kid. But here, let me go here with that too. I told you that I stayed in a certain environment because I thought, and I'm not going to go too deep into it because I think you probably heard the story, but I stayed in a certain environment when me and my first husband got divorced because I thought that I'm not going back to where I come from because I want to give my kids a different lifestyle. They deserve different. Not that I didn't come up in no bad upbringing. I just know the environment. You're a product of your environment. So I wanted to give my kids something different. So I stayed in this environment, and it was predominantly white, and I was living good. I hate to tell you, I was living real good. But come to find out, I did more harm to my children than help them because they hated it. They hated being the only black kids in the all-white school sometimes. The only blacks in the environment that we live, even though we would go a couple of, I wasn't the only black, don't get me wrong, but we were a minority for sure. So they had to deal with that shit. And something I saw was very disturbing to me. So our kids went to the prom. Catch this. Our kids go to the prom, and we proud parents, black parents, send our kids to the prom, not even thinking they're going to be discriminated against. And then at the damn prom, as we watching them come out, we noticed that the goddamn black kids was in the back. They were in the back of the prom. Everybody was coming out. You might have had a speck thrown here and a speck thrown there, but the majority of our kids came out last. So when I start seeing shit like that and I start talking to my kids and as adults, I realized that even though I thought I was doing what was best for them, it wasn't best for them at that particular time. You know, they don't get in trouble. They good kids, you know, they got their own thing, you know, they do well for themselves. But still, I thought that I would just hang around in this predominantly white area because they had something that we didn't have, and I wanted my kids to have it. Right? Crazy. I totally understand what you mean. Living in those environments come with setbacks. It is. I am in a familiar situation, but a change over the 4 years. Thank God. Yeah, sometimes, you know, we just a product of our environment. And that's why, you know, I never get down here and act like I'm all this, I'm all that. I could cuss, I could hoop and holler, I could do a lot of shit. You know, I came from the street. I mean, from the Jersey. What can I say? You know, I came from Jersey, so I'm a Jersey girl at the end. And Jersey girls tend to do things a little different. So I know I could get down, but sometimes you want to take them out of that environment because you think that you're doing what's best for them, but you're not. Hold on right quick. Hold on right. You know, you think you're doing what's best for them by trying to take them out of a different type of environment and giving them an opportunity. And it helps sometimes. It really does help. However, hatred is taught. And so when you're in environments like that, you don't know what you're subjecting your kids to. And it looked like that family might have been perhaps the only black family there that lived in that area, Tony, or who's ever MJ, somebody was telling me about. It looked like that they kind of was a real minority in that area. I don't know, but that little boy was taught that. What the fuck does he have a whip for? And you banging on somebody's door. See, somebody in the hood, they couldn't do that shit in Jersey or in the hood because somebody would have just did away with that little boy, blasted his ass right off their porch. I know I would have. But then I was a little concerned when the father went and knocked on the door, when the black father went and knocked on the little boy's door. I was hoping something else didn't erupt from that, but it didn't. You know, the wife was trying to calm him down. I was my mom's child that was raised in the burbs. My sisters went to schools here in Atlanta. We have interesting differences in how we grew up. Exactly. Exactly. I get you, Tony. My mom knew I hated being one of the few black kids at my school, so she moved to Atlanta when my sis was young. We had totally different experience. My kids really told me when they got grown how much they hated it. And see where I was at, I still had my home there. And so I was like, well, I like it. I'm comfortable. Got my church family, got a good job, finished my school, you know, got my own stuff going on, my home. So I don't want to, you know, I don't want to up and move and go back to the East Coast. But when my children start telling me that they wasn't ever going to come there and visit me, and I was just there by myself because it was boring there and they wasn't coming back, I had to make the choice to move to be a part of my kids and my grandkids' lives because that was more important to me. So I upped and moved back to the East Coast. But yeah, shit like that happens in life. You know, life just happens, baby. You got to roll with it. And whatever experience you get from life, you get from life. Life lessons, that's what they call them. And we all learn something from life. And so now I do things a little different. Your kids were like, we out of here, mom. Yep, they all left. Even my youngest son. He was like, nah, mom, I'm not staying here. I'm going to move with so and so. I was like, damn, you just gonna leave me? He said, yeah, mom, I'm out of here. He said, yeah, I'm out of here. They didn't like it. They didn't like it. So they all left. And then I was there and I was getting a little depressed because I had missed my kids. I was like, damn, you know, for the holidays, they saying like, we ain't coming where you are, you know? And because of the, my work, you have to alternate holidays. I had to work some holidays. So I missed some holidays. And, my kids was like, no, nah, mom, we're good. We ain't coming back. And they really didn't, y'all. They never did. So I had to travel here. So me and my dog would get up. I'll get me and my dog a ticket. Back in the day, your dogs could travel. I think they still could travel with you. I used to put my dog in my carrying bag. My dog was my road dog. My real dog was my road dog. And I think she got to the point like, damn, ain't nobody around but me and you. I'm about to blow this place. I said, damn, you leave it too? So I just got up and moved. And I'm glad I did because I'm a very intricate part of my grandkids and my kids' lives. So I'm glad I moved. But I didn't want to move back to the East Coast, but I did. And plus my sister and my mom and all of them was close by. They all lived on the East Coast, so I did the right thing. But yeah, my dog came here, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. My dog came here. Now me and my dog had lived in peace. My dog would go up. I lie to you not. I lie to you not. My dog, she would go up in her room, to my spare bedroom, and I would go in my room. We was just fine. We lived in peace. I came here and brought my dog, and she was an older dog. She was a Shih Tzu. I brought her here. Shit, she tried to bite up every kid that was coming towards her. I had to get rid of her. Yep, I had to get rid of her because she had started biting my kids. Then, from anger and probably anxiety and stress, she started biting at me. And I don't know if you know or if you ever owned a dog. Normally, the dog don't bite the dog owner. Will never bite the dog owner. Basically, don't bite the hand that feeds it. But my dog had got stressed out. Shit, she was biting us all. So I did have to get rid of her, and I had her for years. So I had to get rid of her. Let's see, my mother-in-law in Texas, we are trying to get her closer this way. She complains because we don't go out there. Yeah, your kids, I mean, when they get grown and they get their own families and stuff, they will tend to like kind of distance themselves if you somewhere they don't want to be. Because why would they want to live, spend their holidays in what they call a boring area, you know? So I moved, I got up and moved. Yeah, my puppy. My puppy was my baby. My puppy was real smart. She was real smart. She was older though. And I think that them kids, gave her anxiety. So my grandkids were little. My grandson, he was little and he didn't understand. She kept biting them. And my son was like, nah, Ma, I'm not going for that shit now. We love Lexus, but Lexus is biting my son. So you gonna have to do something. So after she had just got so mean, I would go towards her and she would growl at me and snap at me. I thought, yeah, she probably, not, she probably all anxious and shit. So I'm gonna take her and put her, give her to someone. But anyway, yeah, I used to pay quite a bit for my dog to travel because I didn't put her under the plane. I put her in the seat. So I used to have to pay for my dog. Basically, you pay like a seat back then. And I would just give her some Benadryl because she would get crazy when the plane was taking off. She'd go ballistic in the bag. And so I used to give her Benadryl because we flew quite a bit to visit. And another thing too, I noticed about my dog, and I love puppies. I've always had a dog. One thing I did know about, one time, so we was on the plane, right? And they used to let you take the dogs out, long as you keep the dog in your lap. So I had a blanket, like a baby blanket, and my dog was drowsy, so she just kind of laid there. Well, when the lady came around, the flight attendant came around to give you snacks, she pops her head up. The lady said, oh, I thought that was a baby. She said, oh, I thought that was a baby. I said, oh, no, this is my puppy. They never did say anything to me about taking her out to carry her, though. But yeah, the lady said, but my dog smelled them damn snacks and popped her head up out of that. Yeah. You going to travel? Yeah, traveling is nice. We normally go on a cruise every year. Diva and I haven't been on one recently, but I think this year I got a couple of weddings coming up. And so, my youngest son and my nephew is getting married. So I got a couple of weddings coming up. And then I guess Diva and I will probably travel somewhere else. We haven't been on a cruise in a while. And I don't know if I really want to go on a cruise, you guys, because they had to cancel a damn cruise line or a cruise because the C-19 has spiked I think, right? The C-19 had spiked, or a lot of people got sick. So I don't know if I trust being around a crowd like that. And ain't nowhere to go. Like it ain't like we sick and we can say, okay, well, I'm leaving, going home. No, we are stuck on a ship. Yeah, I had a Shih Tzu. We all have Shih Tzus. Even my kids have Shih Tzus. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We like Shih Tzus. Shih Tzus are very personable. Very personable. They like humans. My dog used to stand outside the passenger seat, and if my grandkids or somebody was in the passenger seat, she would just sit there at the door, and they was like, "Get in, Lexus, get in, Lexus," and Lexus would look at them like, "I'm not getting in nowhere because you in my damn seat." And I go, "Oh, that's her seat, y'all. She used to riding in that seat, so you got to pick her up to put in the car." My dog was like, "Nah, shit, you sitting in my seat. You get up, and then I'll get in." My dog was smart as hell, baby. She was smart. I'm terrified to go on a cruise. I've never been on one. Oh, they are nice. They are really nice, Tony. Cruises are real nice. But the only thing like I said, okay, Queen, I'm about to wrap it up. The only thing about a cruise is if you get sick, you can't get off. You stuck on the cruise until it's over. But they're nice. They have everything you want in there. And Diva and my girlfriends, and I really love it because it has a casino. And so we stay in the casino all day. Yep, we got a Yorkie. I got a grand dog, a Yorkie grand dog. Oh, oh, Jesus. Sorry to hear that, Tony. Oh, yeah. My grand dog is scared of thunder. Both of my grand dogs, they scared of thunder and lightning. Yeah, they start just shaking and scratching on the door. Like if your door closed, they start scratching and yeah, you know. They want to get in, they scared. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I love pets though. I love dogs. I've always had a dog. Even as a child, we always had a dog. I had a Chihuahua that was whoo. She wasn't no joke. Those are some vicious little dogs. Them Chihuahuas. Oh, you know what, Tony? Here's a true story. When we were really young, we used to go to my grandma's on the weekend and we had a little kitten. I don't know the name of the kitten. I can't remember because I was a little girl, but Diva may know. But this would turn, I don't like cats at all now, but we did have a kitten. And when we was coming back from my grandma's house one Monday morning, the garbage truck was there, and the garbage truck was throwing our kitten on the truck, and the kitten was just meowing. But the guy said, I guess the garbage man told my mom or somebody, I slightly remember, that the cat had a nail, had something, a thumbtack, a nail, or something stuck in him. Something had happened, and they just threw the goddamn cat on the garbage truck like that. And I never, ever, ever wanted a cat since then. As a kid, I never wanted a cat. That was so sad. We could just hear the cat meow, and back then he just tossed him on the garbage truck. Yeah, that turned me off, and I was a young girl then. Now Diva have had a cat, but I don't like cats. Yeah, that was terrible. My God, yeah. And I think I was little, Tony, as I remember. I think I asked my mom and them what happened. Like, why was they putting the cat in the garbage truck? And I think she said the cat had a nail or something stuck in his stomach. I could vaguely remember that. Maybe Diva knows, but I vaguely remember them saying that the cat had something stuck in his stomach or something and it was gonna die. I was like, damn. So for a long time I didn't want a cat. I didn't want a kitten every since then, but we've always had dogs. Well, you guys, it's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a good time down here today. Don't forget to hit that like. Diva is gone. She was the only mod here today. She said she'd be right back. But don't forget to hit that like button. It helps me get in the algorithm. And if you didn't get a notification and you was down here, please check your notifications for all notifications, because when you don't come on, I think. All right, baby girl. Thank you so much, Tony. Appreciate your support, baby. And I want to take this a minute to shout out Tita Talks, and it was somebody else. King Roman News, thank you so much for sharing out my video. You know, it is what it is. The only way that I'm gonna get good views or get in the algorithm with the crime if I leave this place totally, or I think create another channel. I got to find out a way, because I don't want to leave this place totally, because I'm going to continue to do my lives. But now whether I continue to do my my missing, murder, and exploited black women of color videos over here, I don't know. They're doing okay, but they're not doing great, is because I don't have that viewership over here. Thank you so much, Clyde. Yep. So you guys, I'm going to intro on out of here. Make sure I can't play my intro. I keep getting copyright claims. I can't play my old intro or my old outro because they have this particular music on it. And I keep, writing YouTube, but they keep giving me the claim. So with that, we go get out of here. I'm going to run this one. And then I like this one too. Okay, I had to change my music. So, if you see a king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see a queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. They are our joint heirs. They are our future. They looking to inherit something other than mess and stress and chaos and financial burden. It doesn't take much to be a blessing. A simple hello, how are you? You look beautiful today. I like that hat. You have a radiant smile. Can I grab that door for you? Here's a couple of dollars. Enjoy you some lunch on me. I'll purchase that coffee for you, no problem. It doesn't take much, you guys, to bless someone. And remember, when you bless someone, God blesses you back 100-fold. Watch God works. Watch God wondrous works when we do the right thing. Bossy, good morning, my baby. I was just thinking about you last night. Yep, I was just thinking about you last night, I promise. Thank you so much for being a supporter and watch me, MJ.AK. Thank you so much. To my Skybox people, thank you so much. And with that being said, I'm out of here. You guys be safe, and I'll probably see you around on the streets. I don't drop down much, but I'm a bush watcher. Be good. Peace. Be safe.